Hello, I'm Pastor Jerry Davis, and welcome to Power Surge Wednesday. Today I was thinking back when I was a young man, and I have these vivid memories of learning how to change a tire. My dad would bring us out in the yard, and we would just watch him take off that flat tire, and step by step, he would show us the proper procedure to change a flat tire safely. He would take the time to explain all the important details about how to place the jack under the car and how to take off the lugs and choosing the right tool for each step. Eventually, we really did have a flat tire and we knew exactly what to do because he had prepared us. In fact, he had imparted the knowledge that we would need to do just that. Oh, well, the time come when we had grown up. And I tell you, my brothers and I, we started to driving very early and having flat tires, it seemed, even before we started driving. But not to worry, we were prepared. You might be a young lady and you might remember being trained as you came up, how your mother taught you how to properly make a bed or burp one of your siblings. Yeah, she was getting you ready for what was to come. She was imparting knowledge to you that when you grew up and you had a child, you would know exactly what to do. Maybe she was preparing you, teaching how to prepare you for your children to get ready to go out into the cool air in the morning, teaching you how to moisturize your skin and how you protect yourself from the elements that you were about to face. Listen, they taught us some valuable lessons as we were growing up. Now, don't let us neglect to do the same for our children. So today I want to talk with you just a little while about impartation, because that's exactly what I was just talking of a moment ago. I just gave you two very familiar examples how very helpful it is when conveying importance knowledge to pass it on down to our children, and maybe even something that you can share with others. Did you know that God gives us gifts by impartation? We all receive knowledge, skills, experience through impartation. Our spiritual gifts are imparted by God. Some of us learn to sing by listening to others, and some have even taught how to reach that high note. Listen, by impartation. I said some of us. Me, didn't work. We can learn to pray through impartation. We've read the Lord's Prayer. We listen to our parents pray. We listen to the prayers of the saints. And we've learned how to approach the throne of grace appropriately. We learn to honor our God and to give him praise through impartation of those seasoned Christians that have gone on before us and showed us the way. Impartation is a very important part of life, and it's also very essential in our Christian journey. Paul says over in Romans 1:11 and 12, he says, "For I long to see you that I might impart to you some spiritual gifts to strengthen you. That is, that we may be mutually encouraged by each other's faith, both yours and mine." In 2 Timothy, he writes 1:6-7, "For this reason I remind you to fan into the flames the gift of God, which is in you through the laying on of hands. For God gave us a spirit not of fear, but of power and love and self-control." Do you have a talent or skill that might enhance the lives of one of your children? Perhaps you love to paint, or maybe you love to sew or cook. You know, anybody can boil water or anybody can stick a piece of meat in the oven. But it takes a cook to season. And listen, there are some of you that are gifted at that. don't get out of here before imparting that, amen, to those that are coming behind you. Think about sharing your special gift with a young person who can learn from you and then become blessed to be a blessing. Don't let the gifts stop with you. No, pass it on to someone else. Impart. Do you love to write? Maybe you have a child who would find a peaceful comfort in writing stories, poems, comfort in writing songs. Your gift can be imparted to another person and carried forward for more good things. Do you remember the prophet Elijah and the prophet Elisha, and how Elijah imparted to Elisha a double portion of his spirit? He became a double blessing, amen, to large people. Amen. Do you remember Joshua, who walked with Moses? And upon Moses' exit, he imparted, laid hands on Joshua, and Joshua became the great leader of the nation of Israel as he took them over into the promised land. Without that impartation, listen, he would have had a hard time, but he made it easier for him. So if you have a skill, if you have a trade, if you have a knowledge, share it with someone. Impart the gift that God has given to you. This is what I found out, that when you have spent yourself, I mean exhausted everything that God has given you, you have given others, you know what God do? He turns around and he fills you again. Think about that. I'm Pastor Jerry Davis, and may God continually bless you.